Hi everyone, this is Kim from Mark from the Write, Learn and Earn channel. So today we're going to be chatting a bit more about characters and how to delve into them. And in the section of the channel, I am going to be speaking about different kinds of things that can affect your characters and how to make your characters more believable. Today's topic is about the Mandela Effect. I didn't even know that this was a real thing until I found that someone was actually searching for it on my channel. So I'm going to explain the phenomena and how it can affect your characters. So the Mandela Effect was a term that came up in, I think, 2009. And it was by a conference speaker. Let me just get her name right over here, Fiona Broom. And she was speaking to the conference about how she remembers the tragic passing of Nelson Mandela in prison. So for those of you who are watching the channel who are South African, you are going to be like, what the heck? Although there are even some South Africans that of this belief system. But Nelson Mandela was incarcerated in South Africa for an incredibly long time. And that was before he became the president of South Africa. For those of you who are South African, you are going to know that he made a phenomenal impact on our country after he left prison, and he became president after he left prison. So that means that it's impossible for him to have died in prison. But a large group of people actually believed that Nelson Mandela died in prison. And that's where the phenomenon came from, where large groups of people believe something that's actually not factual. There have been many cases of it over history, but notably, I love to refer to the movies because I love the movies, and also other books. But apparently, when we look at Snow White and the Wicked Queen looked at the mirror and she said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of us all?" I remember telling that to my kids. But apparently, and you can pop a mention in the comments if you think that this is also part of the Mandela Effect. Apparently, it was magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of us all. So how does this work for your characters? Your character doesn't live in a vacuum. They are influenced by people and events and circumstances around them. And so they may have perceptions or belief systems that are actually not true. I'm going to give you a small example in my life so that you can see the effect of this. So when I was in high school, I really wanted to be a lawyer. And university in South Africa, Rhodes University, had arguably one of the best legal fraternities in South Africa. And they offered a week-long holiday program for students who wanted to study law. So we went into the dormitories, we lived as students, we attended lectures, there were different kinds of lectures that we attended. And I don't have the actual figures, but it was a full lecture hall. So I estimate that we easily would have had about 250 plus students. In any case, one of the assignments that we had is we had to do a mock small claims court play. And the lecturer came through, he had a script that he issued to each of us, and I was the shop owner for the day. I had to sell a radio, and he sat with me privately and said to me, "Kim, you can say whatever you want, but I have to hear you say these words. This radio has a 24-hour guarantee." I'm going to repeat that in case you would be tempted to have the Mandela Effect. This radio has a 24-hour, that's one day, guarantee. So he said, as long as you say those words, you can elaborate on anything else you want to. So he had a clipboard and he ticked off everything that everyone was saying. And in the play, someone came and they bought the radio. And lo and behold, after 24 hours, the radio broke. And in our play, the guy had to come back to me and he had to say, "This radio that you sold me broke." And I had to say, "Sir, I'm so sorry, but this radio only has a 24-hour guarantee." So the issue that most people would have with a 24-hour guarantee is it's not believable. Who would make a radio that only has a 24-hour guarantee? And you might think I'm harping on about it, but it's because it's a very strange fact. So after we had concluded the play, the lecturer then asked all these students, 250 plus students, if I had said that the radio had a 24-hour guarantee, and not one single student heard me say that, not one. Why? Because it doesn't make sense to say something like that. It is illogical. Who would do such a thing? So you have an entire group of people who have a belief system that has affected how they see reality. Now, you have to ask yourself about your character. What is their belief system? Have they been traumatized in some way? So, for argument's sake, someone who has been abused as a person, who's been abused by men, they might feel that all men are bad. If you have a character who had an incredibly domineering, controlling mother who never showed any affection, they might feel that all women are domineering. And if someone comes in, a woman tries to give them a suggestion, they automatically reject it because it's a domineering woman. You might, if you lived in medieval times, you might believe that a black cat was evil and that anyone seen near a black cat would probably be a witch. All of our belief systems affect the way that we perceive reality. So age can also affect it. When people get much older, their recall of facts is quite difficult. So they might forget little details, and some of those little details can actually make a big difference. In fact, there are movies that have been created about people's different viewpoints and alternate realities. So if you are a sci-fi fan, you would look at the alternative reality. So maybe in an alternate reality, then Nelson Mandela did die in prison, but in the reality that we are living in, he didn't die in prison. So I'd like you, for your next assignment, to take your character and ask yourself, what are their belief systems? Are those belief systems making them see things as they really are, or are they seeing things in a completely different way? I have mentioned beforehand that I follow the Uncovering Greatness team a lot, and the the trainer and facilitator and owner of that organization, he used to ask us this question: how many sides are there to a coin? And we always say, there's two sides to a coin. And he would say, no, there are three sides to the coin. The front, the back, and around the edge, the top. And your job as an author is to sit in the middle. Because when you sit in the middle, you can write a novel that is not biased in the way that you see your characters. So that does not mean that you have to make a evil character good, but you have to understand that every single character is a hero in their own story. So a lot of people who read my books will know that I based my character, King Rudolph, a little bit on Hitler. And Hitler, when he started out, honestly believed that he was assisting the German nation to become stronger. The methods that he used were methods that have made him be perceived in an incredibly bad light. But in his mind, he believed he was following a noble pursuit. No one wants to be the evil character in their own story. They all want to believe that their actions are justifiable. I know that there was a little quote that came out by Margaret Thatcher in the movie that I watched about her life story, and it really struck me. She said, "Everyone wants to get better, but no one likes the taste of the medicine." So she also had some people like, yay, we absolutely love her. We have some people like, she was so bad. I wrote in a platform the one day on characters, and I said, which of these political characters do you think are heroes? But I put down woman, and Margaret Thatcher got so much bad press. I was shocked at just how many people really despised her. So that was quite an eye-opener for me. I had to keep myself very grounded in saying this was an experiment to see how people respond to characters. So again, my challenge to you is have a look at different characters, real people, false people, see how you perceive them, how other people perceive them. And when you're asking questions on people, from people on how they perceive certain people, do not pass judgment, because as soon as you begin to pass judgment, you begin to camp yourself in one aspect, and you have to create believable characters. So Google more information about the Mandela Effect, and let me know if you have come across this in some way where someone honestly believes something that is really not true. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to sharing more information with you about other aspects that are going to affect your characters. Remember to subscribe to the channels, and also if you want to get emails from different aspects about publishing and making more believable characters, remember to subscribe to my newsletter. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see it at the top. There's a subscription button. And if you are part of one of my groups, scroll around, usually in the announcements, you'll be able to find the subscription button for my newsletter. Thank you so much for watching, and have a spectacular day.